Sure.
Tomo trashi dele choyi, teri, ta seati, tutote, de lama tishiti, abo chukul mare de kong nuna, tukti tutum japso shore, tukti zuba japso, tukti zuba japso shore, chumengi shokore, teri tukti zuba japso moji chitore, teri chito tamangan be tuche, teri tata yarje yako songre, yarje songi di, 지 게다데 파체를 게다를 다가 말이 이 사케를 시에는 시에요에 소남이 속게 동도 바님을 오게 뒤바 메이제 답에 추가 거로서는 사과티 다리 종의 소나 제조 가래나 상마 제조 버려 소나도 좋아야 메이서요래 들이 대회다 추토데 사기에 때발 못지리 또 자가 발로 고파 쳐보는 요나 양 우리 대답실에 사기에送了 주다세요들이 고파 쳐보 이제 대 쳐보요 봤다 주면 다시 살들이 대충 총평 제성 이 대회를 망초가出了 就说把平起不来。
So the Dharma Center in Seattle, I should tell it to everyone. And so the Dharma Center in Seattle is my center that Abu Lama is looking after, is being in charge of. And in the case of his absence, we have Thubten Söba Gyamtso Rinpoche looking after the center. And so the center has turned out really wonderful, and that's because of all of your great efforts. It has really improved and really come along well. And that is an incredible merit, incredible virtue. And that virtue will remain with you until you attain enlightenment. It is said in the excellent words of advice by Sakya Pandita that the effort of someone who possesses merit is like the sun. So whatever they do will naturally be accomplished. And so that kind of merit is the merit we accumulate through the Holy Dharma. And that is a kind of merit that will remain and not decline until we attain enlightenment. It will never come to an end. And so this center is a precious place where we hold the Buddha's teachings. And it is much more significant to have such a place in an area where the Dharma has not yet widely spread. Actually, the Buddha himself had said that. So, for example, we have great monasteries in India, Nepal, and so on. But actually, a small center like this is more beneficial. So the Buddha himself had said it's more beneficial to start a small Dharma establishment in a place where the Buddha Dharma has not yet spread than to have a huge, vast Dharma establishment in a country where the Dharma has already spread. And so now this place, this democracy, is a place where the Dharma has not widely spread, and it is a place, a Dharma establishment for the people.
사실 좀 이제 랑가 양송은 또 땡인지 잡는다. 송었더니 출다 세열들이 출사와 제보 제바다. 출마더서와 총총도 제바. 이 비용치에서 땡땡 잡고랑 송요래 다들 롱제를 뭐 차를 이제 너 땡땡 잡는 송요래 대외들이 다다디 산지가 땜발 뭐지 대이요래 추응을 내게 되다 달로고 가게 되다 이요래 이러니 저도 레디고 되래 달로고 가게 되래 다이 이렇게 견디지 마지 강르지 또 생각나 로요 미설을 사족 세우나 내 견디 말해 오 강자 제다 요지 정말 로다요 나는 사족 세면은 이 세계 주면은 난 견디 잡히고 말이 이 기성들이 다다 남들 링들이 피바다 데버 드마 피바다 데버 듬지 줄록도 제일 가래 있네 로기 가래들이 전지상대 비바 대화도 탐지 개들 말해. 얘다들 그 소소 대화 다나질 그 소소 개들 대 야로 그가제 대 그런 가서 그 선지는 상체 고려해. 사바 재미 고려해서 내 삶에 하고는 그래서 제냐면 나한테다 이렇게 돌아가 돌아인 초과 쪼야다. 그러니까 막상 제 같이 전이네 때 돌아인지 그래도 로마 찍어질 돌아인지야 돼 개쳐버리 그때다 나와 이 나게 싸워야 되니 또 랑게 며칠 가나 랑게 답자 가리니 도세를 또 야야 대 답자 대 비용도 제와 제와리 이 대사람들이 다만 저소도 좀 빼서 길 나라 제와요 원나야 나 싫어 게다고 요리 말 또차 좀 참만 보게 나라 쇼호게 대접 그거 요리 또 보고 차고 그거 요리 내 답질을 나의 수고 피고는 답을 주고 그래 세상을 예다고 그래 내가 수를 좀 줘도 저런 예다 이하들이 주도들 몇 주도 가는 거 되게 잘 됐구나 이거 나라 때 가고요 너 생각 같을 때 타마가 마음과 주도로 봐야야 주도야 제가 또 하지 나라니 피고는 내가 피고 나한테 가고요 그때는 이제 토론 된 거지
And so this particular quote from the Buddha comes from the Samadhi Raja Sutra, the King of Samadhi Sutras. And so that is where the Buddha said, and so the quote is generally long, but in essence, this is where the Buddha had said that it's more beneficial to engage in a Dharma activity in a place where the Dharma has not yet spread than in a place where it has already widely spread. So there's there's this establishment of the precious teachings of the Buddha. So there is two kinds of, let's say, communities, of Buddhist communities. And so there's the lay Sangha, the lay community, and then there's the ordained Sangha. And now, for us, in a Dharma center like this one, you can see yourself as a community of lay a Sangha members. But in general, what is a Sangha member? A Sangha is mainly somebody's mind. And that means whoever possesses bodhicitta is a Sangha. So it's not about the outer material things that we possess at all. Even if you have a wealth of material things, if you have no bodhicitta inside, you're not an actual Sangha. And so now in this world we have two traditions. In this world we have two traditions: the mundane and the Dharma tradition. And really, anyone anywhere in the world who accomplishes the benefit of others is a sangha. And so you know that, and you all have great faith, and you have a pure perception. So always remember that I'm a sangha, I'm a lay sangha, and that means I have to cultivate immeasurable love for all sentient beings. So with this understanding, continue to practice at the Dharma Center. And what's also important is that you hold discussion groups at the center. So you listen to the Lama's teachings, and then you discuss the meaning of these teachings. That's very important. And that's actually I'm really kind of a mission I have in this life. What I have in mind when I start Dharma centers all over the place. This is really a commitment and that I have to establish these Dharma centers sorry, all over so that we can increase and spread and uphold the Buddha Dharma. And so I know that you love me, and also know that after I have passed away, I still need merit. I still need roots of virtue. That's also because after this life, I actually bring with me all the things I've taken on, the negativities and the karmas and so forth of thousands of people. And so I certainly do need merit and your roots of virtue. And so that's actually also the purpose of the various rituals that we do for the long life rituals for those who are living, and then the various ceremonies we do for the deceased. We do that to benefit them through merit. And so since you love me, and I'm going to pass away eventually, now this is what you have to continue on now, no, to also no benefit me and also bring me some merit after I have gone. If so if there, if you love someone, you want to help them. And so the way to do it is really to look after the center also in the future, and to keep working on it and just making it better and better. This is really what makes me happy. This is what pleases me, makes me happy really the most. And this is what will also help me beyond this life. So therefore, it's something I ask you to please keep in mind. Lasso?
오, 그리 토로 양이 제대로 랑 게르케 양이 같이 제네. 주소를 양이 집안에 주소를 양이 집안 비용 제거에 주소 집안에 게디가 데 게디가 데 가래 게디가 이제 정성은 이들이 게디가 데 대시 쪽으로래 그 사람 좋고요. 게디가 쏘는 거 말에 게디가 이제 정도 게디가 데 들이 게자 드비들이 만난 거다 이제 새끼 답에 주습도 사제 탐제들이 냠도 되는 거래. 게다도 소라 랑게 관관으로 사 자타만 차려야 돼. 저소로 사적 타라 비용이 제거래. 소남 탐제 되게 저소라 주제 받아 비용이 제거래.
So there's actually a difference in practicing by yourself alone at home and practicing together with the Sangha, the group in the center. And practicing at the center with the others is actually of a greater benefit. And that's because the group is community of Sangha. And so what's a community of Sangha? A community of Sangha is when 4 Sangha members come together. Then we can say that's a community of Sangha. And that means we also receive the blessings of the Sangha. So 3 is not enough. We need to have at least 4 to have a community of a Sangha. And that it is so powerful because as a community together, we all pray for practice for all sentient beings, limitless space. And since we are as a group, we are all together and also together with all the backed up, supported by the Buddhas of the 3 times. And so actually, for example, if you would make 100 prostrations alone at home, that would be less beneficial than to make a single prostration at the Dharma center. That's a...
내 가래에서는 비용 재활이 되나? 소들라다 소리 고통 독이 나 조가 주면요래. 날이지 주소를 이제 체배반 양이 제거지. 나 빠온 가로다 이제 체배반 주소 욕대랑 이게 주소도 메소다니까 주소 이제 체배가 좋고요래. 나와 가래래. 나가 쌈도 또들은 나가 대바 쌈마세요. 이제 삼티 쌈마도 거래 사바 체바요 거래. 네 나가 쌈도 또래. 나버리 피고서 로지요 거래. 위지부터 주섬도 사제 탑재 지금 탑재 피고서 로테마도 야진요 말이야. 진짜 얘기 또 싶어지. 지금 서단 성수고 생기는 대신에 뭐 요리 또 점라들이 되지 또 점데 냠도 요거 요리. 또 냠이잖아. 그때도 하거든. 저도 저걸 돌아이 제봐도 저걸 냠이 제봐. 갑자기 저걸 진난지. 자시들이
And so why is it of a greater benefit to practice at the Dharma center? So first, on the outer level in the Dharma center, you have all the representations of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind. You have the offerings, for example, the butter lamps and so on. On the inner level, there's a continuous stream of practice happening at the center. And therefore, the Dakas and the Dakinis, they stay there at the center continuously. They're always there naturally, just like a flower, just always being there. And so, what is really the root essence of this power that we generate at the Dharma Center? And so, there are three powers coming together. Number one is the power of your own intention. So you yourself must have a pure faith and immeasurable love, compassion for others. And you must have a wish to want to benefit everyone in the world, all beings. And that's number one. Number two is then when you have that, you also have the second power, which is the bodhicitta of all the Buddhas of the three times. All the Buddhas only care about helping sentient beings and nothing else. And so if you connect to that, then you also connect to the third power, which is the power of the Dharma Dhatu. And that means that every sentient being, even those sentient beings living in the lower realms, possess Buddha nature. And so as you practice together at the Dharma Center, you sort of access the force of those three powers. And that is why it's so important for you to practice at the Dharma Center. And it's good for you to understand that. So it's my wish that you come to the Dharma Center and practice, and also hold discussion groups at the Dharma Center. And so just please keep this advice in mind. So Dashi Delek.
这到去年你刚去时间的时候，做着人去的给这么样的，那不是咱们的主角不能了，大家个着人去，你主角不能的，总是着人去，干的什么，总干的的着人去的去做啥过的，就老多些下来的老多，成都还是某些什么的了没，着人怎么去给这么样的，这说唱出来的，着人去的，什么呀他们这些，这一个。이제 그것도 로봇도 차용을 망만 로렌게 그리고 마시는 키보드 그리 마시는 마지다를 이제 로렌게 좀줘 이 친구들이 자신들이
So at the Dharma Center, it's important that you receive teachings and you go there to practice. But then it's also a very important, about the main thing, actually, the most important thing is to hold discussion groups to discuss the meaning of what you have learned during those teachings. For example, nowadays there is a discussion group online on the Bodhicharya Vatara prayer. And so we hear teachings about that. And then when we discuss them, we analyze that, we think about what is really the meaning of that? How can we understand that? And then so through this dialogue, we then are able to get a deeper understanding of the meaning. And that is significant because when we just read the prayer, we won't really go into the deep meaning of each word. We may understand some things here and there, but we won't really understand or really think about the deep meaning. So that's why discussion is very important. So what you can do is just to organize a discussion group. Sometimes maybe you can invite one of the more senior disciples and have them lead the group. And that person in the future may also actually become a teacher. And you can ask them, and if they don't know the answer, you can ask Kempo, and if they don't know the answer, you can ask someone else. But so in this way, by asking, you're improving your understanding. So that's very important. Thank you.
좀 라카로 그렇게 수남 되는 마 자부 아소가 로지요래 뭐마 자부 아소가 보좀 조용도 가니 산지의 끈가 원냐만이 남가리 배운데 뭐 총총이 제마가 보면 제마야 보면 또 세리 되고 이제 제법이 돼요래 차제들이 별로 보고때 소나는 보고 가다 세리 되사들이 다 빨아가야 나는 차지를 저를 붙고 되지 차지를 뒤자가 쳐버리죠 그걸 송지랑 송지랑 그리고 뭐지 살아대 사대 송지랑 팔아야 이 차지 그거 원래 네 하자 짜치 보인데 나 보자 좀 그걸 제 야랑 뭐 사지 또 버리 뭐 그거지 뒤들이 보고지 야야네 이 사진은 이거 세마포라래 네 사진에 됐다 치고이 늦은 거 어쩌고 죄송해 근데 사람 이제 맞춤 좀 기술하거나 잘잘지 줘서 이렇게 남 잘하지 줘서 그런 거 같아 나지 마음 걸었다 자고 아쇼까지 다시 보대 아쇼까지 두디 세와치 쟁소리 또 지자고 아쇼까지 로지다 잡으려면 요래 또라 그 비무대다가 하고 그래 그래서 들어와 놓는 요래 이렇게 저러다 보자 그 제고 쉬어들 저는 빠르면 봐 요래 해서 우리 자식들에 저도 특제시 특제시
And then there's a story about the great merit that comes from paying respect to a temple or a Buddha. And so that is a story on the kind of the origins of King Ashoka, a Dharma king of the past in India. So when I was a young boy, and so he was playing on the road with his friend. They were playing with the sand on the road, and they were making little sand castles. And so they were saying, "Oh, this sand is the gold, and that sand is the silver, and we make a nice castle out of it, and so on." And so then, while they were playing with the sand, the Buddha walked along the road with his attendant Ananda. And then the Buddha saw that one of those two boys, he said that, oh, this boy has a lot of merit. And so when the boy, the reason was because when the boy saw the Buddha, he felt so happy to see the Buddha that he wanted to make an offering to the Buddha. And so since he had this like golden and silver stupa, so in his mind, this was not sand. In his mind, this was like a precious golden like castle or like a stupa. He wanted to offer the most precious golden castle or a stupa to the Buddha when he saw the Buddha. And so the Buddha had a begging bowl, and he wanted to offer that into the Buddha's begging bowl because this is where the offerings go. But then the boy was quite a bit shorter than the Buddha. Buddha was quite tall, and so then the boy like crawled kind of climbed on the shoulders of his friend and to reach the Buddha's height, and with the sand in his hand. And then he poured that sand, which really was the gold and silver stupa, into the Buddha's begging bowl. And he said, "And here is my the gold stupa for you." And so the Buddha realized that this is extremely precious. And so he said to Ananda, "This boy has a lot of merit. This is very precious. So this sand, actually, this offering is extremely precious." So he told Ananda to take it to the temple, to wrap it in a scarf, and to take it to the main temple, and then set it up there on the shrine. And then due to this merit, then later on, this boy became the renowned king Ashoka. So the merit goes back to having made this offering. And so this is a story that comes from the Vinaya scriptures, and it speaks about the benefits of paying respect to the Buddha and to the temples and so on. So that is also one story that you can keep in mind in relation to the Dharma Center. It's really an incredible merit to look after a temple, a Dharma Center. So Dashideleg, and thank you, thank you.
早就听说了，我听买一把了，几件子，一把两把没买，光的工人陪我做，早就听得到我如把家过的，给不了就都被家谁了，奴才到这里写点当中，这是跟那些人没买，如把我把家谁了的，如把个，那是的嘞。
When Rinpoche said this prayer, may bodhicitta arise where it has not yet arisen, may it not decline where it has arisen, may it ever further increase. And so for this to be accomplished, so that we increase and not lose our bodhicitta, you need to have patience. In the 37 practices, it says, to those who desire a wealth of virtue, all those who do harm are like a precious treasure. And so therefore, so treating everyone with compassion, without any hostility, treating everyone with patience without any hostility is the Bodhisattva's practice. So that's the key. You have to be patient. You have to be patient. Yeah. So Dashidelik.
Ola so Rinpoche tene.
Sangha te
O tashi dele Rinpoche tene. Chuso kan chukyan de jek tungari Rinpoche zang zero chi. O Rinpoche salam dano chi, chukyan la salam dano zero chi. Bala sing o shayin Rinpoche.
Oh, yeah. 다 주도하고 좋은 좀 제제제 제제 또 시아도 로마 탐제 라레바 주도 탐제인데 좀 제거래 라도 주로 인사 이제 좀 벌써 야고지
And now you have a wonderful center, and now it's up to you to uphold the center and to keep it going. That depends really on you. So you should really think that this is my place, this is my center. I have to uphold it, increase it, and spread it.
Okay, thank you Rinpoche.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Please come to Seattle.
Please Rinpoche come
Love
to
you,
Seattle,
Rinpoche.
rest.
요요 까봐
Get la peronang.
Rinpoche, come to Seattle and rest.
Get la hule shuronangs means.
Rinpoche, please come to Seattle and rest, please.
Get la peronangs hule shu.
Rinpoche, come to Seattle. Help us practice
Come
together.
here, Seattle, please.
Love you, Rinpoche. Long life, long life.
Thank you, thank you.
仁波切健康长寿，仁波切常坐，常坐。
Okay, thank you, Anne. Thank you so much.
谢谢安妮啦，谢谢，谢谢伊娜 ，Thank you 伊娜
Love you,
Thank
Rinpoche.
you
Come to
Pauline
Seattle, please.
Thanks
and rest.
everyone join us. Thank you.
爱你啊，Rinpoche，愿你长寿常住。大西地雷Rinpoche。
Okay, thank you, Anne.